Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Wendy.
And today I'm going to be teaching Wendy and all of you guys how to arm knit. We have this really sweet new yarn from Blue Sky Fibers. It's called Woolstok Jumbo. And it is so perfect for arm knitting, and Wendy here was super interested in learning how to do it. So we thought we'd make a quick video showing everybody what the technique is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
So this is the one that I made when I was sort of like practicing so that we can figure out the best way and how many stitches to cast on and stuff like that. And it's actually pretty cool because I made this whole thing using just half of one of the Blue Sky Fibers Woolstok Jumbo cones that you can get now. So you can actually get 2 of them out of one cone, which is really nice. You can make one for you, one for a friend. Yeah, so that's a good value for the yarn. So let me put that to the side.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How long did this take you to make?
Like seriously 10 minutes. It was so fast. I know, and it's such a cool yarn too, and it's already on the cone. You don't have to like wind it or anything. Yeah, it's really neat. And the composition is this like almost like an I-cord, it looks like.
Oh yeah.
So I think it is an I-cord actually. Huh. Yeah, so it's like you're knitting with an I-cord. So it's really neat.
Cool.
Yeah, so let's grab our cones. And I'm gonna put mine down like that. Okay, so, first things first. I learned this the hard way. You should probably have nothing on your arms or on your hands when you start doing this. So I've got a whole bunch of jewelry and stuff on, so I'm gonna ditch all that over to the side over here. I tried to leave my rings on, and even that was like getting caught on the yarn as I was doing it. So definitely recommend taking all of that stuff off before you get started. Mm-hmm. You were smart and came bare armed, ready to go. And also sleeves wise, we were talking like you're gonna be using like just your forearm really. So 3/4 length sleeves or shorter would be what you want. You could try it with long sleeves, but it might get caught on your sleeves.
Yeah,
so I would say
better without short sleeves.
Yep, better with bare skin. Okay, so you're gonna start by making a slip knot, and you can leave the tail about 6 inches or so. You really just need it long enough that you can weave it in later on, because we're gonna do a backward loop cast on. I found that was really the easiest way. So you make your slip knot. Let me show one more time.
All right, so should I do this one?
Yeah, go ahead and do it with me.
Seems like
so you make
it easy to.
The way I do a slip knot is I make a loop like that, and then I just reach my fingers through and pull the loop. Yeah, it actually doesn't matter if you do which side you do. Okay. Yeah, and then just kind of pull it tight with the one that will allow you to pull tight. Okay, and then slip it on your hand like that. Okay. And kind of pull it tight. So let me show you this guy again. This is actually a pretty tight gauge for this yarn. It might not look like it.
It doesn't.
I know. It like looks super loose, but this was as tight as I could get it around my wrist.
Okay, without cutting your circulation.
Yeah, I mean, striggle your arm a little bit. It's totally fine. So yeah, pull that pretty tight. Now you could do a looser gauge if you want. I tried it that way. I didn't really like how it looked. I thought it was just too almost messy looking.
Like not enough shape.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Like you want it to be drapey, but it was almost too much. So try it out. You can play with it a little bit and find your happy medium. But yeah, that was what I did. I did it as tight as I could. Okay, so backward loop method when you're casting on like this is super easy. Just gonna pick up the strand and then twist it so that you're making a loop. Yep, and then just put it right onto your wrist, like that.
Oops, I wasn't paying attention already.
Okay,
this way?
Here, I'll show you again. Okay, so pick up the loop, turn it, and then put your hand right through that turn.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then pull it tight. Okay. Yeah, just like that.
Wow.
Okay, so do that a total of 5 times. Oh, I'm sorry. Your
loop.
Yep, loop. And then there you go.
There's
and then pull it tight.
One. Okay.
That's 3. Yeah, your slip knot will count as your first, so then you're gonna do 4 of these guys. Pull it tight.
This is so fun.
I know. And then make another loop. Put your hand through. 5 stitches. There you go.
Okay, my 5 stitches.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll see if you can kind of see it makes this like ridge right here, which is not the most attractive cast on in the world, not gonna lie, but you're gonna sew the ends together for the infinity scarf or cowl or whatever you're making later on. So it doesn't really matter what that looks like. Okay, so now we're ready to start knitting.
Okay.
Okay, so take your working yarn and kind of hold your hand in the shape of a C. I know, unwinding these big fat skeins
It's really different working
tough.
with this.
Yeah.
It's cool though. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so drape the working yarn over your thumb like that.
Working yarn over thumb.
Grab it, hold it tight, and then take the first stitch on your hand, pull it over that loop.
Oh.
And then you can drop that now. That's your first stitch. And then this right here is going to go onto this hand. And you want to turn it as you're putting it on so that this is your working yarn coming off of here. You want to turn it so that this working yarn is always facing you.
Okay, so
like that.
I slip through here. Right?
Yeah, let me.
Is that correct?
Turn. So you're going to turn it though. So
this way?
Turn it the other direction. Yeah, turn it that way. There you go. Now put your hand right through there. And see how the working yarn is coming off towards you.
Okay.
So then pull that
see
tight.
that.
Okay, so
right.
then grab the working yarn again, put it in your right hand, pull the stitch over, and then you give it kind of like a half turn almost. Oops, I turned it the wrong direction. My bad.
That's okay. I mean, we're just learning. So.
Yeah. And then pull it tight. You got it?
Gosh, no wonder they chose me to teach.
so here, put it across your thumb like that. Okay, now grab this stitch with your left hand and pull it over your fist. Yep, like that. Now drop that loop in your left hand. You can just let go of it.
Let go of it?
Yep, just let go of it. Now this is gonna go onto your wrist.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I get it.
but you have to turn it. So turn it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Okay.
One more
I'm
time.
gonna watch you.
Yep. So hold it in your fist. Pull the stitch over the top, and then turn it a half turn towards you. Yep, that's right.
Okay, gotcha.
And then pull it tight.
Yep.
Got it?
Yep.
Well, you're holding an extra something here.
Oh, was I supposed to let it go?
Yeah. That's okay. You're good. You're good.
Got it.
Okay, so grab it again, pull it over, half turn towards you.
Over. I see about that.
So yeah,
about
so
the
let go
gauge
of that
and
one.
how tight. Yeah.
And then this goes a half turn towards you. Other direction. There you go. And then put it onto your left hand. And pull it tight. Yeah. Grab, pull it over, and
Last stitch.
yep. And then put it onto your left hand, but turn it the other direction. Yeah, so this working yarn, just as long as that working yarn is coming off facing you rather than facing the back side, then you've got it facing the right direction.
All right.
There you go. So then it's basically the exact same thing going in the other direction. So once you're ready, put the yarn over your thumb and grab it, hold it tight. Pull this off and drop it. And then half turn this loop towards you and pull it tight.
See, I think going left to right is easier for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
I had one direction where I kept twisting the stitches every single time.
Yeah. I think it's the learning curve is going to be a lot about the twisting which way.
Yeah, and honestly, like, if you twist your stitches, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm going to teach you the correct way, but then do it the way that's easiest for you. Because, like, a twisted stitches in a big old, like, thing, you're not even going to notice it. So
Okay.
Okay, so hold the yarn, pull the stitch over, half turn towards you, and then pull it tight. There you go.
Ah, see, yeah, this way is a lot
Yeah.
easier for me.
Yeah, I think the first one I did, I totally twisted the stitches on every other row. I can't remember which hand it was, but there was one direction where I just could not get which way to turn it.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, it could be, a little bit of like, I don't know, almost like dyslexia.
Yeah. It's like not natural to turn it one way or the other, but in the end, I don't think it really matters if you twist them. But if you really want to make sure you're not doing it, as long as that working yarn is coming off the
and I think that's a
stitch
towards a good cue.
Yeah, as long as it's on your side and not the outside, then you know you've got it facing the right direction. So. All right, well, you keep working on that. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys the other option. Because here, I'll put it on and show you while she's working on that. You can see that this is a really heavy, really thick cowl, right? This is like a dead of winter kind of piece.
Oh, it looks pretty on.
Oh, it'll look so good under a coat too. Mm-hmm. So it's a really nice piece, but you might not live somewhere where you need to bundle up like this all winter long.
It's really cute.
So the other option for a slightly lighter weight and probably a little bit drapier is to take a chunky yarn like this. This is Barocco Vintage Chunky. And if you triple strand it, you can see it's not nearly as thick as the Woolstok Jumbo is. But that's totally okay because you'll just get a slightly lighter, slightly drapier piece. So you start the same way. Oops. With a slip knot that has a longer tail. Like that, and pull it tight as you can. And then it's basically the same thing that you're doing over there with your big yarn, but this is just a smaller version.
Awesome. And can you have any if you wanted to? Could you use a combination?
Oh yeah, like different colors.
Yeah.
Or you could do something that's like kind of fuzzy, so you get like a little bit of a fuzziness. Yeah. I mean you could do anything you want really.
Right.
Now.
Cool.
If you can see, if you can compare our wrists here, like I've got 3 stitches on here already, and it's taking up like no space.
So you're gonna put on more stitches to make it wider.
Yeah, probably at least 10, maybe even 12. 'Cause I haven't done this type yet, so I would just play with it until you get a size that works for you. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think because this one's lighter, I'm going to do 12 stitches.
Okay.
9, 10, 11, 12. And the one thing to remember is that this looks much skinnier than it's going to end up being after you start
when
actually
you
knitting.
Get it off.
Yeah.
I was going to say the needle, but it's your arm.
Needles arms can be needles, right?
Right.
Totally.
That's what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't you keep working on yours a little bit longer, and I'll get this one going too, and then we can show you guys how to bind off. Because that is not terribly complicated, but it is a little bit funky because you're doing it on your hand.
I already forgot what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay,
So drape it over your thumb, and then grab the yarn with your fingers. Pull your stitch off, drop it, and then half turn towards you and onto your other wrist. And then pull it tight.
Yep.
Oh, it's really hard with 3 strands actually because you got to make sure and grab the right ones. So that's something to keep in mind with doing it this way.
Okay, I
got it. Oh, you could do like a blanket too. Like
a blanket would be. I was thinking with this, it would look so nice as a throw.
Oh my gosh, and that big chunky yarn would be so like luxurious as a big old arm knit blanket.
Yeah, it feels really nice.
It would be so fast too. I don't think there's any other type of blanket that you could knit in like an hour.
Instant gratification.
Oh my god, instant gratification is the best. Oh, such good gift stuff.
Yeah,
like at Christmas time, it never fails. It's like December 20th, and I'm like, have I knit anything for gifts? Oh, wait, no. and then I'll say, oh, okay, nobody's getting hand knit gifts this year. And yeah, that's all right. Maybe this year they're all gonna get arm knit blankets.
So mostly you could really combine. So chunky is the best, chunky and above.
I think so.
And then combine 3.
You know what?
3, 4.
You could go up. You could
Okay.
do more. You know, if you want something that is not as open as this one's gonna be, because you can see this is gonna have a pretty open gauge. Then what happened?
What did I do?
Where's your working yarn? This one. So this one goes on your hand.
So
There
this
you go.
was here.
And drop that. Oh, but it needs to turn
It
the
was
other direction.
off, right?
Yeah,
Towards me. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Rachel, you're so patient.
It is. I mean, arm knitting is super easy, but it definitely takes a second to like catch on to the rhythm of it.
It's awesome though, how quickly it goes. I love it. Okay.
Okay. Oh, this one is really loose and drapey. I almost would want to go up to like maybe 4 strands. Well, I don't know. If you're looking to make something for weather that's cold, but not like Arctic cold, then this would be a good choice. All right, should we finish these rows and then obviously we're not actually done with the cowls, but we'll go ahead and bind off so that you can see how to do that part of it.
Okay. Did I do this right? Oh, this goes towards me.
Oh, but the other direction. So
This way.
Twist it.
This
Yep,
way.
there you go.
Okay.
That's the right way. Yep. Look. Okay. Yeah, you can see it's kind of starting to form the fabric.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's very loose, but
But I mean, you could use that, in the summer,
oh,
like a wrap
yeah.
over a.
Oh, you could do
over a swimsuit or.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be so pretty.
That would be.
Yeah. Or like with a cotton yarn, so that it's not quite as heavy as wool is.
I know. I was thinking because you could use. That's why I was asking.
Ooh,
A cotton would be nice.
like Barocco modern cotton. No, that's worsted weight, so you would need like probably 5 strands of it to really get it to be thick enough. But yeah, that would be
you can
really cool.
Make all kinds of combinations.
It would look like those crocheted cover-up things.
Right?
But
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
It's awesome.
Yeah. All right, so
Okay, go ahead and finish the row you're working on, and then we'll do some bind off. There you go. Twist it that way.
all right.
Drop that one. Twist it.
Twist it towards me.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're familiar with knitting, obviously it's binding off is exactly like you would if you were on needles. And yeah, you just kind of get it onto your arm and then you bind off on your arm. So
Okay.
So go ahead and do your first stitch. Put it onto your other arm.
Okay, so I've got this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna go drop it,
Mm-hmm.
put it on. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then do another stitch.
Okay.
And then I found it was easiest to hold your working yarn in your other hand if you can, and then grab that second stitch and pull it over your hand and drop it.
Yeah. Just bound that off.
Yep, now you're bound off. Yep. And then grab the next one, do that stitch, pull it tight, and then bind off.
Binding off, I get.
Yeah. It's not any different than regular knitting.
Right.
Yeah.
That's an easy concept.
Yeah,
I got it. I
yep.
got binding off.
Pull that off. then once you're done,
once you're to the last stitch.
Yeah, and oopsie, I forgot to mind that one out. Oops. Okay, so you're on your last stitch. Let me just set this to the side then. Okay, so what I found was easiest was to loosen it up and pull it off. And then if you're at the end of the yarn, then you would go ahead and cut this and leave yourself probably 12 inches. So if you're trying to use like every last inch of your yarn, you gotta save at least 12 inches because you need it not only for sewing the ends together, but also for weaving in. Okay. So, and to get this chunky yarn to stay woven in, you need actually a pretty long tail to do that. So here's where I sewed my end together. I'll show you the inside. I just did like a basic mattress stitch, nothing fancy. In fact, it wasn't even really mattress stitch. I just took the end of the yarn and just sort of like looped it in and around to connect the two ends. It's not really a perfect join.
You wear it inside and in the back. And
and
it's perfect.
That's all inside. And then you just weave in the end, and you don't need a darning needle or anything for this because it's so thick. You can just do it all with your hands.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for showing me how. I know I'll have to practice to get to your level.
No. But it's just a matter of learning or remembering which direction to turn the stitches when you're working with them, and then. Like I said, if you twist stitches, don't worry about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so that's arm knitting. Thanks so much for watching today.
I hope you enjoy learning how to arm knit as much as I did.
Be sure and give us a like or a comment below. And also, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and do that too, because we've got more videos like this one coming out soon.
See you next time.